Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of the Speak English Without Fear 33-Day Challenge. Today's topic is extremely important because it's the difference between sounding like a robot and sounding like you, between speaking English with tension and speaking English with confidence, between translating words and expressing yourself. Today we're going to talk about the music of speech and how to finally sound like yourself in any language. And to understand that, we need to walk through some of the most common mistakes learners make. The same mistakes that create robotic speech, blocked expression, and fear. So today, we're not just going to talk about pronunciation. We're going to talk about identity, about how your voice moves, how your language breathes, and what you must change in your learning process if you truly want to unblock your natural self in English. Let's begin. If you sound robotic in English, it's not because of your accent. It's not because of your vocabulary. It's not because of your grammar. You sound robotic for one simple reason. You don't know the melody of English. Let me show you how a robotic voice is created. When your brain is focused on fear, it eliminates your expression. It freezes your face. It restricts your breath. It cuts your rhythm. So instead of speaking with emotion, you speak with survival. Instead of speaking like this, "I'd love a cup of coffee, please," you speak like this: "I want coffee." Short, disconnected, flat, no music. This is not your fault. This is what fear does to language. But fear isn't the only reason. Robotic speech comes from 6 major learning mistakes, and today I'm going to walk you through all of them slowly, clearly, and deeply so that you never fall into these traps again. Mistake number 1: the illusion of the fast method. Many learners begin their journey with the same mindset. I need a fast method. I need a dynamic method. I'm busy. I don't have time. I need to learn English quickly. This belief creates pressure, and pressure kills expression. It kills melody. It kills personality. Fast methods focus on shortcuts. Shortcuts focus on words. Words without rhythm become robotic. And here's the truth: English is not something you get, it's something you grow into. There is no 12-month miracle. There is no 6-month fluency pill. There is no magic teacher. When you seek fast, you sacrifice real. And real fluency takes time, repetition, listening, imitation, and emotional connection. Mistake number 2: focusing on speaking, and mistake number 3 is ignoring understanding. These 2 mistakes destroy natural speech more than anything else. Most students spend 90% of their time learning, how do I say this, or how do I say that, or how do I ask this question, or how do I order food, or what do I say in a hotel, how do I introduce myself, how do I talk about the weather. So they memorize thousands of phrases, but they still can't understand anyone. Why? Because they don't train their ears. They aren't taught comprehension. They aren't taught rhythm. They aren't taught musicality, which is the natural rhythm, timing, stress, and emotional flow of a language. The sound pattern that makes a language feel alive instead of robotic. Now imagine trying to do a dance routine to a song you've never heard before. Impossible, right? Well, speaking a language you don't understand is the same thing. To speak beautifully, you must listen beautifully. To speak with flow, you must hear the flow. To speak with music, you must feel the music. This is why you sound robotic. You're trying to produce a melody you've never learned to hear. Mistake number 4: you study, but you don't live the language. This is one of the biggest reasons students never find the music of English. They study grammar, they do the exercises, they memorize words, but they do nothing in English that they actually enjoy. They don't watch YouTube in English. They don't follow creators in English. They don't listen to podcasts in English. They don't read books in English. They don't live English. They only study English. And here's the key. You don't learn the music of a language in a classroom. You learn it in the world. You learn rhythm by listening. You learn melody by exposure. You learn flow by immersion. You learn emotion by connection. Every person who becomes fluent without exception spends hours enjoying something in English. Games, movies, podcasts, books, tutorials, interviews, comedy, everything. If you only study, you will never develop natural speech because natural speech comes from living the sound, not studying the structure. Mistake number 5, not making English a long-term daily habit. This mistake makes learners stagnant and robotic. Many students think, well, I'll learn English when I take that course, or I'll learn English when I go to Boston, or I'll learn English when I travel. But here's the truth. Nothing magical happens in Boston. Nothing magical happens in a course. Nothing magical happens on that one special day you pick. What matters is what you do every day. Fluency is not an event, it's a lifestyle. You don't need 3 hours a day, you need 15 minutes a day. Because consistency creates melody, repetition creates rhythm, daily contact creates confidence, and confidence removes robotic speech. Mistake number 6, believing the teacher teaches you English. This is the most damaging belief of all. Languages are not taught. Languages are learned. A teacher can guide you. A teacher can correct you. A teacher can show you the path. But you walk it. You observe the language. You train your ear. You practice the rhythm. You listen to the melody. A teacher is not a USB cable. There is no plug-in fluency. There is no download button. You learn the same way you learned your native language. Exposure, repetition, listening, imitation, emotion, and connection. Now that we understand the mistakes, let's talk about the solution. The key is music, because English doesn't focus on syllables, its focus is on rhythm. English is a language of beats, short, clear, direct beats. Portuguese flows like waves, English moves like steps. Portuguese opens vowels, English compresses vowels. Portuguese dances, English punches. When you try to speak English with the melody of Portuguese, your speech becomes robotic, slow, and unnatural. But when you learn the true melody of English, your speech becomes alive and your personality comes through. Now, how do you find your music? Step 1, you shadow native speakers. Not the words, the rhythm. Repeat the melody, not the meaning. Step 2, use short sentences. English loves short lines. It's a rhythm language. Practice small bursts of sound. Step 3, train your breath. English breathes fast and tight. Portuguese breathes wide and open. Adjusting your breath changes your voice instantly. Step 4, add expression. Smile. Move your eyebrows. Use your face. Emotion creates melody. Melody creates authenticity. When you find the music, you stop surviving language and you start living it. You stop performing and you start expressing. You stop sounding robotic and you start sounding human, alive, real, you. And that's the goal. Not to sound American, not to sound perfect, but to sound like you in English. So today I want you to remember one thing. You don't learn a language with fear. You learn it with rhythm, with listening, with expression, with daily connection, with courage. Find the music of speech and you will find your voice. Find your voice and you will find your confidence. Find your confidence and you will finally speak English the way you were always meant to speak it. Naturally, emotionally, beautifully, and authentically. I'll see you tomorrow for day 4. Bye-bye.